your dreams trying to tell you something? Author M.B. Mosley teaches you how to decode your dreams and take hold of the manifestations that lay in wait for you in the waking realm. Now, broadcasting all over the world, it's the Dream Interpretation Podcast.
Hello there, Dream Zone Interpretation Tribe. You are now tuning into the Spiritual Sweet Spot Saturdays. Say that fast. I dare you, dare you, dare you. All right, guys, I'm so excited to introduce this session. It was impressed upon my heart because I felt that we are dealing with all things spiritual dream realm. So why not add little days like this? I don't know why the days have to be little, but why not add days like Saturday just to kind of get that refresher that will touch the center of our spirit. And I'm also excited to lead these sessions on Saturdays from a manuscript that I have had forever. You heard right, a manuscript. That's how much I love you guys. So. Welcome back, wonderful people. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Saturday session on the Spiritual Sweet Spot Saturdays. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I am your host, author, and sister friend, M.B. Mosley, Memory Bengessa Mosley, and I'm very, very excited and humbled to be here today to give you a now message. Indeed, it is December at the cusp of Christmas. This is the marker where some of us, turn our heads back just to see how far we have come this year, right? Absolutely. I have a story about two gardeners. Long time ago, there were two gardeners. They were neighbors. They love to garden flowers. They love to plant flowers, which we should say. This particular flower that they planted was a special flower. It had to be planted just right for the season to come so that it could blossom. One of the neighbors, however, had a habit of always going to her garden. She always was on her knees, pulling something out, plucking something away, fixing it every day, an obsession of hers. She did this every season. The other neighbor, they seem to care less. It's almost as if they're abandoning their garden. See them here and there. Maybe water here and there if the rain didn't fall that day. But this other neighbor, day and night, plucking away, pulling away, fixing the garden. But like every season that would turn to come for the flowers to blossom, the neighbor that didn't do anything or that much, it would look in one's eye like, wait a minute, we only see you out here a couple of times, and this one right here is always out here just doing the work. But every season that these flowers had to blossom, the one that did the least always had a full garden of blossomed flowers. Beautiful, great hues, healthy. The one that always did something would have a few just sprout up, barely hanging on to the stem. One day, this neighbor gathered their pride and said, you know what? I'm going to go ask this neighbor, what's the deal, man? What's the deal? Knocked on that door. Neighbor answered the door. The neighbor invited him in, walked in. This other neighbor's trying to find a way to ask and, kind of be polite about it. Because they're in their feelings, because it's like, man, every time it's like I'm out here putting in the work and you, buddy, you're just like, hey, sarah. Whatever will be, will be. What's up with that? And so finally, they sit down. Neighbor makes some tea. They're talking about just, basic stuff. And this neighbor is just slowly trying to muster guts to ask this neighbor. But this person in this home cannot, of course, avoid the fact that this neighbor's eyes keep peeking out at the window there where, of the flower bed, and just really divided attention. They seem to tell that. So they bring it up. A great season this year. They laugh it off a little bit. And then the neighbor sees that something is bothering their neighbor that has come over there to ask. Then they say, you should just let him be. This person's eyebrows scrunched together, nose, wrinkles. Confusion is the name. What do you mean, let it be? They say, just let him be. Shrugs the shoulder, sips on the tea, and it's a biscuit, scone, cookie. Scratching their head, they're really confused. They're flowers, they say, delicate, precious. They only have one season to blossom, so I have to take care of them as best as I can as they grow. Oh, the neighbor chuckles. Ha, 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 ha. Hearty laughter. Oh, some say hearty laughter, depending where you're from. I'm just kidding. And is that full body laughter with the shoulders rolling, right? Like, who said a joke? That's the problem, the neighbor says at the end of that laughter. Utterly confused, shaking the head, the neighbor says, I don't get it. Oh, he says, oh, you get it. But you refuse to get it. Utterly confused again, scratches the head again. I'm not following. So the neighbor says, these flowers need to be planted. These seeds just need to be planted. They don't need to be watched over and over or touched, pried, propped, tampered with. You got to just plant the seed in the ground. Let everything else just take its course, he says. Who said he was a he? They say. They say. So the neighbor's trying to figure out what this person is saying, wait, okay. So as a special flower that blossoms once a season, I thought it would be suitable to give it all my attention. Neighbor laughs again, shoulders gyrate again. They state, that's the problem. Because you think something is so special that it needs to get tended to all the time is the problem. You're actually killing its process. It's a seed that needs to be planted, watered here and there, and allow the soil to do the rest with less hands on. He says that's why I plant them. Low maintenance. Utterly confused. Neighbor's been gardening for all their lives, but this particular flower that ceases to blossom just it didn't resonate with them. What do you mean? The special type of flower doesn't need that much. He says that's the problem. Do you all understand what the problem could be? Sometimes in life, it's those special things that we may hold near and dear to us, that we feel that we have to have control to hold on to make sure that this works this way. We got to control, we got to manipulate, and manipulate not in necessarily a psychological way, but just like this neighbor who wanted to manipulate the soil and sprinkle it and puff it up and thinking they're doing as much as they can to help the growth, maturity, the maturity of the seeds, yet it was actually causing more harm. The moral of the story today, and now message is, let go and let it flow. Let go and let it flow. The way of the universe. It's those very things that sometimes can hinder us from further development or even getting to places and spaces that we desire to be in because we feel like we have to have control. But do you really have to? You see, it all stems from, let's say you're done with that project. And the obsession then becomes, well, what if they don't like it? What if they do like it? Where am I going to put it? What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Where are we going to go? What are we going to do? What are we going to say? You're done with the project. Throw your hands in the air. Let the universe take its course. Yes, with the intention. You always hear my word intentionality, of course. But now you have done the work. When you have done the work, the neighbor had planted the seed. He's done the work. When you have done the work, let it take course. Let it take course naturally. Life has to take course naturally. It's always been a little finite debate, right? But when you look at nature, it takes course naturally. Nature takes course naturally. The nature that's not in the lab, that is. But you get the point. So let that be the life of the human, right? Let it go. Let it flow. Trust and believe. You're hearing from a freaking recovered control freak. What do you mean let go? Like I really had to have, like, no, I got to do this and I got to do that. I got to do this. I got to do that until life thrust me in the realm of the unknown. Abruptly pulled me out. There was no control. I almost had about a heart attack at that time. But understand that no matter what it is, like that neighbor, that special seed, you plant it in, you do your work, you give it room to grow. And I've had success in doing what I had to do and then letting the universe take course. Before, I remember one time, I was starting to obsess with racking up on clients and, doing projects before I finished certain projects for the client, I'm already like looking for other, like I was obsessing about it because I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, well, because if I finish with these people, I have to help these other people. And so I got to keep it flowing. I got to keep it flowing. I got to keep the money coming in. I got to, my mind's thinking like that until I was hitting brick wall after brick wall. And in my mind, that control in my mind, it wasn't working out. And then it was actually at the start of this crazy year, I said, you know what? I'm going to do one client. I'm going to get a client. And when I get one client, that's it. I'll see what I'll do after that. True story. Let me tell you what happened. This one client, I had to do a project of theirs for a week. Its deadline was a week. So I said, okay, cool. I'll do. I don't like short ones. Remember, greater things also come from some things that we might not like at the moment or that don't really care for. Oh, that's not me. I don't do that. No. And so, so I said, you know what? Okay, it's a short project. I'll do a short project. I ain't got nothing else to do. So I took this project. It was a week. I already said that. Sorry if I'm being repetitive. And so I did this project. I was supposed to submit that project that Friday because I'd received it last week. Started working on it that Saturday. And I was supposed to submit it Friday. And I got an email in my inbox, I kid you not, Thursday night. Because I was like, I'm going to just do this and then figure out, what happens after this. And Thursday night, I got an email and they stated, we would like for you to, is it okay if we could extend this contract for some more projects until December? Hello, I have nothing else to do. All I would have been doing before this is obsessing and thinking, oh, this was too short. I should have been doing something else. I need to find other people. But the first time I said, you know what? I'm not even going to do it. Nope. I'm just going to do this, take something I don't take, which is short. And the short became the biggest, blessing off all, just when I surrendered, let go, stop the control, let the universe have it. My desire is to continually get clients, but I focused on this one short thing, did what I had to do, and before it was up on Friday, I got an invitation for a continued contract, and that's how I operated. I then said, you know what? I'm going to do this. Yes, I'm going to do that. And so I committed to that, and I said, I'm not looking for anything else. I like this new way of going about. I'm not going to commit to anything else. We're in December, and right at the end of December, there was something else offered for an extension for January the 31st. I'm not looking. I'm not. I promise you I'm not. I surrendered. I said, I like this. Less worry. Less concern. Less, because it's too much work. When you have to be so worried and just, trying to figure out and then I got to do this. Just do what you do right now and let it all just unfold. Let it be natural. I love you guys that much. The word of the day is let it go and let it flow. Trust and believe. You have more restful nights, peaceful nights. Love you guys that much. Stay blessed. Life is happening right now. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, but today. Seize the moment to enjoy each day while en route to your intended destiny. A quote by Memory Ben-Gessemer. If no one has told you this today, I love you. I appreciate you. And yes, we can do this thing called